Welcome to a VeVe Digital Collectibles comic breakdown. I'm Corey with VeVe, and the comic we're looking at today was the first in an 8-part limited series that launched readers headlong into the Marvel Comics Secret Invasion story arc. Let's get right into the drop details, then we'll touch on the background of this awesome story. Secret Invasion #1 is scheduled for release on Thursday, July 6th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Meaning 7.5K editions across 5 variants, this comic will have a retail price of 6.99 gems. This will be a blind box waitlist drop. For more information about how the waitlist drops work on VeVe, please check the video description for a full breakdown article. Published on May 7th of 2008 with art by Leinil Francis Yu and a story by Brian Michael Bendis, this comic sees Earth being secretly invaded over several years and leaves readers wondering, who can you trust? The specific comic we're looking at today was the first in that 8-part limited series, but the story itself is far more complex and far-reaching than just these 8. The Marvel reading order spans about 100 comics spread out across 4 years, intertwining with numerous spin-off comics and that delved into the intricate details of these gripping battles. And Brian Michael Bendis just did an outstanding job of leaving little breadcrumbs across multiple stories leading to this event. The covert incursion of Earth made an initial appearance in New Avengers 31. Elektra would be taken down, and upon her death, her body would transform. This storyline would find its way into the comic we're looking at today, Secret Invasion #1. Essentially, this would lead both readers and the characters in the story scrambling to try to understand who was a legit and who was a secret Skrull. This was a series that for me read like a movie, and it had me and my friends all scrambling to figure out who was who and how this whole thing was going to pan out. With Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion just recently releasing on June 21st on Disney+, Secret Invasion fever is at a new high. And now's a great time to sink into the Marvel Comics stories that set the foundation for that series. Let's jump back to the comic we're looking at today, Secret Invasion #1, and look at the additions and the variants being released. First, the common classic cover is meaning 4,500 editions. This is a replica of the original cover coming from the immensely talented Gabriel Dell'Otto. For those of you who have been collecting on VeVe a while, you'll immediately recognize this cover was seemingly homaged from Dark Avengers #1. But hardcore comic fans will know the genesis for this homage was New Avengers 31, which was released back in 2005. Next, the uncommon vintage variant is meaning 1,687 editions. This cover is a replica of a physical variant that was released alongside the standard trade. The artist for this one was Leinil Francis Yu. This first issue of the story had many physical variants released, and that's because this story and specific comic was years in the making, and was teased for months to get people hyped for the event. Our first VeVe exclusive is the Rare Hero variant, and it's meaning 750 editions. This one was done by Stephen Mooney. We're seeing a shape-shifting Nick Fury on this cover, easily identifiable by that eye patch and salt and pepper hair. Love how gritty the sketch variant comes off and all the lines and that shading. Next, the Ultra Rare Vibranium variant is meaning 375 editions. Edgar Delgado and Sean Parsons add a touch of color, and it makes a big difference. The Skrulls were originally introduced way back in Fantastic Four #2 circa 1962. Artistically, they've adapted a huge amount since then, and this cover is another great example of the evolution of that art. Finally, the Secret Rare True Believer variant is meaning 188 editions. This comic is another replica of a physical variant that was released with a standard trade cover. This limited edition variant cover was by the exceptionally talented Steve McNiven. Collectors on VeVe will remember McNiven as producing the one-of-one Marvel artwork for Captain America 25. As for this cover, we see some of our favorite heroes and heroines trapped in the grip of the Skrull Empire. And that's a wrap for this breakdown video. It's been awesome to see these comics adapted to television, and it's exciting to get to revisit some of the comics that inspired it all. With that being said, best of luck if you decide to go for this one. Until the next breakdown video, keep learning, sharing, and collecting what you love. This is Corey with VeVe, signing off.